Long ago there was a secret kingdom called Altera, nestled deep within the dense forests between towering mountains. This kingdom was protected by ancient magic that hid it from outsiders, and could only be accessed by those with pure hearts and true courage. The kingdom was ruled by a wise king named Alexander and a kind queen named Isabella. The kingdom lived in peace and harmony, and its people lived happily and in luxury, surrounded by beautiful nature and friendly animals. One day, King Alexander discovered that a dark cloud was approaching the kingdom, bringing with it an unprecedented danger. This cloud was part of the army of the evil Darkos, who sought to control all kingdoms and lands using his dark magic. King Alexander decided to send his powerful knights to confront this threat, but Queen Isabella proposed a different plan. Instead of fighting, she said, why don't we search for the legendary artifact that is said to be able to break Darko's magic? This artifact was known as the Pure Crystal, which was said to contain the power of eternal light. The king agreed to the queen's suggestion and sent out a request to find a hero who could undertake this dangerous task. Many heroes applied from all over the kingdom, but the queen chose a young man named Leon, who was known for his courage and intelligence, and his heart was as pure as the water of a clear spring. Leon sets out on his journey, equipped with an ancient map and a magical sword set to glow in the dark. He crosses mountains and valleys and walks through dense forests, encountering challenges and strange creatures at every step. One day, Leon came to a dark cave that was said to hide the pure crystal. But the cave was guarded by a fiery dragon named Flakus, who had a sinister reputation. Leon had no intention of fighting, so he decided to use his wits. He approached the dragon and said, "Great dragon, I do not want to fight. I am here because I need the crystal to save my kingdom from darkness."
In a small village by the sea, there lived a boy named Jack. Jack dreamed of adventure and exploring the seas, like his father who was a famous sailor. One day, while Jack was playing on the beach, he found an old map buried under the sand. The map pointed to a distant island known as Skull Island, and there were signs indicating the location of a lost treasure said to contain priceless gold and jewels. Jack decided that he would go on a journey to search for the treasure, but he needed a ship crew to help him. Jack started looking for brave men in his village to join him. He managed to convince 5 brave men to join him, and they started building a small ship that they called Sea Storm. Jack and his crew set off on their journey, crossing the oceans and facing storms and pirates who tried to intercept them. But thanks to Jack's courage and intelligence, they were able to overcome all obstacles. After weeks of sailing, they finally arrived at Skull Island. The island was covered with dense forests and high rocks. The group started searching for the treasure, using the map they had. But soon they realized that they were not the only ones searching for the treasure. There was a group of pirates led by an evil pirate named Captain Black, who were also searching for the treasure. Jack and his crew started playing smart to avoid the pirate and find the treasure before them. After a long day of searching and adventures, Jack and his crew found the hidden treasure in a dark cave. They were very happy, but soon Captain Black's group appeared and captured Jack and his crew. Captain Black stood in front of Jack and said, "I will take the treasure and sink your ship, and you will stay here forever." But Jack had a plan. Before Captain Black could reach the treasure, Jack took out a magic compass he had found in the cave and said, "This compass will lead you to a bigger treasure, if you let me and my friends go." Captain Black was greedy and decided to take the compass instead of the treasure. He left the island in search of the greatest treasure, and Jack and his crew took the treasure and returned to their ship. Jack returned to his village as a hero, and became known as Jack the Treasure Seeker. Jack and his crew lived a life full of adventure and treasure, always celebrating friendship and courage. In a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Eliana. Eliana was known for her beauty and intelligence, but she loved looking at herself in the mirror too much. On her 18th birthday, a wise witch gave her a magic mirror, saying, "This mirror will show you true beauty, but you must be careful." At first, Eliana was happy with her new mirror, and saw herself more beautiful than ever. But as time went on, the mirror began to show her strange things. She began to see faces of people she had never seen before, and they were crying or feeling sad. Eliana tried to understand the meaning of these visions, so she visited the wise witch. The witch said, "The mirror does not only show you your beauty, but it reflects what is in your heart. When you see sadness, it means that you ignore the people around you. True beauty comes from kindness and love." Eliana realized she had to change. She began helping people in her kingdom, visiting the sick and needy. The more she helped, the more the mirror showed her beautiful, happy images. Eliana learned that true beauty comes not from outward appearance alone, but from kind actions and a pure heart. Eliana became loved by all, and lived her life giving and loving, using her mirror to always remind her of the importance of inner beauty.
In a small village nestled between the mountains, there lived a little boy named Kareem. Kareem loved to play in the fields, and he was a good friend to the wind. The wind played with him, took his hat, and flew away with it, making the leaves dance around him. One day, the wind came to Kareem and said, "I want to take you on an adventure, far away from your village. There is a whole world waiting to be discovered." Kareem was excited about the idea, but he was afraid to leave his family and friends. The wind said, "Don't worry, we'll be back before anyone notices your disappearance." Kareem decided to trust his friend the wind, and rode on her wings, and the journey began. The wind carried Kareem through mountains, across rivers, and even through magical forests he had never seen before. Kareem saw beautiful places he could never have imagined, and met amazing people and magical creatures. One day, they came to a lost city, where people lived in silence and sadness. Darkness covered the city, and the sun refused to rise. Kareem asked the wind, "Why is this city sad?" The wind replied, "There is an evil wizard named Nero who has stolen the city's light to build himself a palace of darkness." Kareem felt sad for the city's people and decided to help them. Kareem sneaked into Nero's palace and found a hidden place containing the stolen light. Using his wits, he was able to trick Nero and retrieve the light. Once Kareem emerged with the light, the sun rose again and the city was illuminated. Kareem returned to his village after a long adventure and became known as Kareem, the savior of light. Kareem learned that courage is not only in facing enemies, but in standing with good.